there. John, what Gary Neville was trying to say was that this club needs to be looked at from top to bottom, that it wasn't enough to look at Mourinho. His faults are easy to see. He said you have to look at the people who are running the club, and that's Ed Woodward, who's the chief executive, and you have to look at that level because they're the ones who are, and I agree with Neville actually, they're enabling Mourinho. They gave Mourinho, for example, a new 15 million a year contract last January when there was no need to, and this was a key point Neville made. He said he had 18 months to run on his contract. Why give him a new contract at that point? That was a gross mistake, and I think Neville has a point there.
Well, there's a point there, Eamon, but I'd more agree with Liam than Neville in this particular incident.
Yeah.
That was last January. That's 2 years after Mourinho was at the club. Now, what I normally complain about, and I think you normally complain about, is when you don't back the manager.
Yeah.
I felt they were backing the manager. It was a mistake. But you have to go back to what Mourinho's done. And I think the panel did dodge the issue. I agree with Lehman entirely there. The money that he spent, Eamon, and all the things that he's done, you see, look what Klopp has done in the few years.
Yep.
Look what Pochettino's doing. Look what Emery's doing at Arsenal already. Sarri at Chelsea.
Yep.
And I just made out a list this morning. He spent 385 million. And all the players he's fallen out with, Eamon. And Eamon mentioned a point. Lindelof, Shaw, Jones. All centre-halves, Eamon, and one or two more. That he's saying, I need centre-half. How did they feel?
Yep.
Other players he's fallen out. Mata, Pogba, Shaw, Rashford, Smalling, Lingard, Lukaku, Bailly, Jones, all these guys, he's fallen out with them.
Yes.
He's fallen out with them. How do you expect them to play for them? And many other managers criticise the players as publicly as he does and expect them to play for them. That's why they're not playing for them.
Yeah, and
Roy Keane made the point well, and Roy was talking, I think, from his own point of view. When Roy Keane played, he didn't care who was manager. He was going to go out and do what he does, which made him great. But all players are not like Keane. Players have more sensibilities than Keane have. What they say, well, you've insulted me, you've done this, you've done that. I'm not going. What's morale in the dressing room, Eamon?
Yeah.
It's very hard to define it. But if you start criticising players publicly, you're going to lose that morale in the dressing room, and that's what Mourinho's done.
Yeah.
And I think he's looking to get out, and I think he should have been. I think he should have been out. I agree with Liam. I think the board have made a mistake in giving them the new contract, but I definitely wouldn't blame the board. I think if Mourinho was doing the stuff that he should be doing as manager for the 15 million he's getting this year, you wouldn't be talking about the board.
No.